right, you guys, we are back with another video, and today is Wash and Retwist Day. You guys already know what it is. I am not paying for anything that I can do at home. That's hair, nails, you name it. We in the house with it. So here I am, I'm just kind of showing you guys what I'm starting with. My hair has been pretty dry lately, so I'm super excited for this retwist so I can just have some fresh hair on my head. It just feels so good when your hair is clean. I'm actually going to be trying out this intensive hydration shampoo by Shea Moisture. And then this is my go-to Carol Daughter's Goddess Strengthening Oil. And then I'm using this Edge Fixer Edge Control. I use that to touch on my edges. This black castor oil is something I've been using for my retwist just for a few months now, and I'll talk to you guys a little bit more about my thoughts on it later in the video. And then I have an edge control brush, and this is another product that I'm going to be trying out today, but I'll talk a little bit more about that later in the video also. I hopped in the shower and rinsed my hair, and then I already started to lather before I decided. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to record the whole process. But I had decided to go in with my Dr. Bronner's soap for my first wash. I always wash my hair twice, and I always feel like the first wash is just kind of like that foundational wash. It's really the second wash that's going to get all the, you know, that deep clean. This is just like a first layer wash, and so I wanted to use something that I knew was like very clean and just very good to get all that dirt off my hair. And it's the peppermint scent, and I just feel like it smells so good. I love the, you know, essential oil type smells, and so I just really wanted to go in with a product that I am familiar with and that I know will get my hair clean. And as you see, I'm kind of just scrunching it all up, really trying to get it lathered. And the first wash is usually just, like I said, more foundational. It's not really gonna lather as much as the second wash, so you can't really tell how much soap I have in my hair, but I have a lot of hair, so I put a lot of soap in my hair. I do a little close-up so you guys can actually see. Far away you can't really tell, but yeah, she clean. Like, it's a lot of soap in there, so I'm just going ahead and continue to work that in. And then for my second wash, I go in with the Shea Moisture Intensive Hydration shampoo. And you see that? Palm full. Boom. We just loading it up in there, very generously distributing that into my hair. And I'm just massaging it in, smacking on my bubble gum, you know. But yeah, so I'm just working it all through there and just checking and making sure that I'm getting it all in. You guys should have seen my bathroom floor. Like, I had so much water on the floor. It is crazy. So I'm going in with another handful just to ensure that I have enough soap in my hair, like I said before. And you can already tell just from that second wash, the hair isn't as dirty as it was. So that lather is nice. So I enjoy the smell of the shampoo, and I feel like it was really able to kind of saturate my hair. So that's the third palm full of shampoo that I used. And there I am, just going to work on my bubble gum and making sure my hair is fully covered. And there's a fourth one. I didn't put as much in that one because I just wanted to make sure, but you see how I kind of like go back and forth between each side just to make sure every lock is there. So this is called the Sonic Sculpt by Black Wolf, and it has, I think, 2 different levels. I really don't know. My husband bought this, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna try it out. And I'm not gonna hold y'all, this junk felt so good. It felt like I was in a massage, like a hair massage or something. I don't know what it was, but it felt so good. I will say I was using it on the lower level, and there was some spots in my hair that are more sensitive that I was like, ooh, okay, that's kind of intense. So if you have really sensitive scalp, you should probably just do a silicone one. That's what I typically use. I've actually only used this time. It's not to say that I would never use it again. It's just, I don't keep this one in my shower. So then I went back in the shower, I rinsed all the shampoo out, and there y'all see my hair is just nice and clean. I got me a nice fresh canvas to kind of go to work on. So I'm excited about that. And when I was in the shower, I did wash my face and obviously my body. So I just was going in with some lotion because my face felt really dry. I need to do my eyebrows, y'all. Oof. And then, of course, what is a clean face without lip gloss? And then I go in with my oil. I really like this bottle because it has the top under like that where you can just like really get into all the different parts and stuff in your hair. And so I just rub that in and kind of just massage it with my fingers to make sure it's getting in there. And these are, oh my goodness, these are my favorite freaking hair ties. Well, they're thick and strong and they just like hold my hair up. I've never had any issues or have them break when I'm trying to use them. And then now I'm going in and just kind of sectioning off the first part. I do a really bad job of sectioning this part off, which you guys will see in a second. I didn't know that at the time, but hey, the job still got done. So like I said, I'm just going in and sectioning off this part. And this is going to be the first part. I'm actually doing like a braid out or a braided style, just like putting my hair in pretty big parts. I usually do about 5 to 7 locks per braid. So they're pretty big braids, but it gets a really nice texture to my hair when I take it out. So yeah, there I am. I just put a little product on my edge control brush, and I use the brush to kind of help distribute the product through my hair instead of it just like being on the top of my lock or just like right on the outside of my new growth. I use the brush to kind of make sure it gets distributed throughout. And then I just section it off. I have all those little flyaways on the back of my hair, which I actually really like. So I don't get too worried about them coming out after my retwist, because I do like when my hair is more loose. Those little flyaways just look so cute and soft to me. So I go in and you guys look, we are DIYers. So I am retwisting, and yep, that is the lock in my mouth because that's where it's going to be held. All 6 of them locks going to be right there between them teeth until I gather them all and braid them. Also use the brush to collect all of the loose hairs. So you'll see me do that quite often. I'll brush my new growth, and that's just to try to get all the loose hairs into that lock. And then I go in and I do palm roll. I've been doing palm roll for all of the 10 years that I've had my locks. That's the method that has worked for me. And so that's the method that I use. And this is me doing a really, really bad job of trying to show y'all the back of my head. Again, I can't see what I'm doing or what the camera can see, but I was really just trying to show you guys what I was doing and ended up pretty much just looking at the ground. But here I am. I have my section ready, and I just go in with a regular braid and braid it all the way down to the bottom of my locks. And this is real time. I wanted to show you guys in real time how long it takes. Some of the other parts of the video I will be speeding up, but for this first section, I just wanted to show you guys like in real time how long it took. And then once I get it to the end, I just put a little rubber band on the bottom to secure it in place. And I forgot to show you guys, these are the rubber bands that I use. Very regular, very basic, beauty supply, black rubber bands, latex, whatever, them. And then I'm gonna go ahead and go on the other side and do the same thing. Y'all see that? My little hair. I just love that little hair that hangs out. I don't know why I like it so much, but I do. And then I'm separating that. Those little locks were trying to marry together, so I separated them gently. Well, again, there's product on that edge control brush. So I use that to just distribute the product throughout my locks. And once I get the product on there, I go in and separate that lock. I also don't really use comb. I haven't used a comb in my hair since it's been locked. I use my hands. I have natural parting, or random parting is what they call it. And I chose this layout for my hair specifically so that I can have more of like an organic flow to my hair. And so with that, I don't really do very clean parting. I have people whose hair that I do that prefer very clean parts, but for myself, I like a more random parting pattern. So that's what I'm doing. So you'll see, I just go in and kind of feel around and pull hair that doesn't go, or keep it where I feel like it goes. I'll do some separating, but for the most part, I kind of just allow the hair to fall where it wants to for that random pattern. And then I palm roll it down and go on to the next lock. I wasn't sure if I had any more locks left, but I don't in that little section. So I'm gonna go ahead and braid these again. And I think there's only 5 in this section. I think there was only 5 in the other one because I did not part it correctly. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and speed that up because you guys, this is a basic braid, nothing special. And I braid it all the way down to the bottom. And once I get it down to the bottom, I will put a rubber band. In that braid, the locks were a little uneven. So if you see, I tucked it around and put the rubber band on them so that's not loose edges or randomly kind of flying away. So you will see me do that sometimes. I didn't do it for the first one because I didn't realize it. Y'all see how uneven that section is? Look, DIY, I was rushing too. I was so tired. I'm like, look, I just want to get this junk done. And the style still worked. It still looked pretty good at the end. So it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be, done correctly. But there's no perfect sections for this particular style that I'm doing. And then I go in and just add a little bit more oil because it felt really dry right there. And I have just been having really kind of itchy, dry scalp. I rubbed that junk in. It felt so good, y'all. And so the rest of this video I actually have in 2x speed, but I'm gonna go in and continue to do that. And while I'm doing this retwist, I figured I'd give you guys a story time on kind of my journey to how I ended up getting my locks or starting my locks. I think I was like, 15 years old when I realized that I wanted to lock my hair. And when I was 15, that was a little while ago, about 17 or so years ago. This is before locks became super like mainstream, I guess. And there's still some communities that just don't understand locks, or especially females with locks. During this time, this is with like the big Waka Flocka era, and I was like obsessed with Waka Flocka, and I was obsessed with Lil Wayne, and I really wanted my hair locked. I was like, I just want my hair locked. I feel like it's gonna. I didn't really have the words or the language to describe why I wanted my hair locked, but I just knew I wanted my hair locked. And I remember going to my mom and being like, Mom, I want to get my hair locked. And she was like, you want to get your what? And it's so funny in hindsight because now my mom has had her locks for 5 or 6 years. But again, at the time, she just didn't know. She didn't know what that was going to be like. And I had a lot of women in my family who were just very against me getting my hair locked, and there were a couple of women in my family who had locks, but I think for my family, a lot of the assumptions were, it was attached with sexuality and attached with religion. And so I think that's probably why my family was apprehensive to the idea of me getting locks. So at 15, I kind of got shut down. It was like, yeah, no, you're not getting your hair locked, because if you don't love them, you're going to have to cut your hair off. And my mom has 3 girls, all of which she takes a lot of pride in our hair. And so she was like, yeah, no, you're not messing your hair up like that. And then fast forward probably like 2-3 years later, I'm like 18 years old, I'm in college, and I was actually dating someone at the time who had locks, and I was doing his hair. This is where I kind of started my real like love for locks, because I was doing his hair and I just thoroughly enjoyed the process and like the transformation of the hair. And even then I was like talking to him about getting my hair locked, and he was like, yeah, no, like you're gonna look like a little boy with your hair locked. And it probably didn't help that I was very expressive about how much I loved Waka Flocka. Like, I would call him my brother. I dressed up as Lil Wayne for Halloween, like my senior year of high school. So that definitely didn't help the stereotype for my love with locks. And overall, honestly, I was just a little tomboy. So now that I'm an adult, I can kind of understand. But at the time, it was really frustrating. Y'all see my baby? He was making fun of me. So after, my boyfriend at the time was like, yeah, no, you're not gonna look like no little boy. I was just like, whatever, like y'all some haters. But then when I was 21, him and I ended up breaking up. And no shade to him. We actually still cool. Like I don't got no, I don't got, for people who's gonna be listening who know who I'm talking about. Like it ain't no smoke there. But once we broke up, I think we broke up in like September. By like December, I had started my lock journey. I was like, you know what? I'm so tired of people trying to tell me what I'm gonna do with my hair. I'm just gonna take this leap of faith and I'm gonna lock my hair. And that's exactly what I did. I started my lock journey. I have a cousin who started my hair, and I had her do my hair just because I wanted my parts to be even. And she did my hair probably like 2 or 3 times. And then after that, I kind of took the reins and have been doing my hair ever since. And I got my hair locked in December of 2015. And I've been going strong ever since then. And it's honestly been the best hair decision I've ever made in my life. And it's actually super funny too. So I locked my hair in 2015, and I met my husband in 2016. And he literally will tell you, the first day I went to his family home, his grandmother was like, that's gonna be your wife. And sure enough, he was like, I ain't gonna hold you. I prayed and asked God for a wife with locks, and boom, here we are, married 8 years later. He got his wife with locks, and these locks is locking. If you guys want to hear about the time I decided to cut 8 inches off my locks, please let me know in the comments below. And on the next wash day video, I will do a story time telling you guys about that. I also want to know if any of you guys had any similar experiences to the one that I have. Like, if you were in the process of getting your locks started, or when you decided to get your locks started, were people supportive of it? Or did people kind of just not know what to expect? Was there negative stereotypes, positive stereotypes? Again, when I got my hair locked, this was like 17 years ago. So I know times have changed, but I'm just curious if there's still stereotypes now. I feel like I get a lot of positive feedback on my locks now. And even some of those same family members who were very negative about me getting my hair locked when I was a child have either since gotten their hair locked or have been very positive about my locks. And I've even had some family members who are like, I'm so glad you got your hair locked, because it allowed me to kind of envision what my hair would look like locked, and I could see a more feminine side of locks, that it just wasn't for Waka Flocka and the Little Waynes in the world. But yeah, so that's the story time. That's the tea. But let's get back into this retwist. And so here I am, just continuing the process, y'all. I was jamming out to some music, but I'm just going to continue the process of retwisting. It's the same thing over and over. Very tedious, if you will. I know a lot of people are like, I want to do locks because it's going to be easy. The day-to-day maintenance of locks is pretty simple. I wake up most mornings and my hair is already done. Even when it's not fresh, it's done. And I love that about my locks. But it is a lot of maintenance, especially early on when you're in the stages of starting your locks. I actually just started my cousin's locks a couple of months ago. And so we're having to, do retwist every couple of weeks. And same with my son. I actually just started his locks last week. And I'll be doing a little vlog on that and kind of giving you guys updates on his lock journey, which I'm super excited about. He just turned 6, and I finally, made the choice to lock his hair. We've been doing afro and braids interchangeably since he's been alive. And I wanted to wait till he was old enough to articulate that he wanted locks. And he finally said that he wanted to get his hair locked. He was tired of his hair being detangled because it hurt. And yeah, so we started his lock journey, and he already looked just like me. So now he really about to be my little twin. Y'all see them edges laid down. This part right here, I'm actually trying to section off where I want to put my little bangs at. Again, I have random parting. So anytime I'm trying to like do something that is symmetrical or needing specific placement, it is kind of like a little game. So I just knotted up right here to keep those locks separate so I know where my bangs are gonna go. And then I'll just flip that junk over and section off another little 6 or so I can do another braid there. And if you notice too, I've been braiding it back because when I do my hair like this, I usually just wear it in a ponytail. I don't style my hair very often. I probably will start styling it more and trying different styles for you guys here on my channel. But typically I am wearing my hair in its natural state. I'll, throw it in a ponytail or wear it down. Now that it's getting longer, I wear it in a ponytail more for like a high pony. But I used to just wear my hair down. And then if I do style it, it's usually this like braid out method. I've done pipe cleaner curls and things like that. And if there's any styles that you guys want to see me try on this channel, please comment below. I've done like pipe cleaner curls and all different types of things. Or I've done, wedding styles and stuff like that on myself because I was like in my sister's wedding this year. So if there's any kind of style that you guys do want to see, please let me know and I'll be sure to try them out for you guys. Y'all, I was having a full karaoke session during this retwist. I did say that I was going to talk a little bit more about that castor oil that I use for my retwist. Overall, I feel like it's a really good product. It holds the retwist pretty good, but what I did notice is after a few days, maybe 3 or 4 days post retwist, it does get a little bit flaky. So I am very mixed on this particular product. For the majority of my locks, I've only used aloe gel to retwist my hair, and so I keep going back and forth if I want to go back to that. Like I said, I do like this product and probably will still use it on occasion, especially when I'm doing a style. But for my just daily or touch-up retwist, I'll probably be using just some regular 100% aloe gel. So I'm gonna just go ahead and let the video play through at about a 4x speed. The process is pretty repetitive, tedious, so you'll see that I'm kind of just doing the same thing over and over again, and then I'll slow it back down once I get to the top of my head. So now we're back at a 2 times speed, and I'm gonna go in and work on these bang sections. I actually cut 2 of my locks in the front as like little bangs. So I do this method to even out my front pieces because I am letting them grow out. I go back and forth if I want to cut them, but right now I'm letting them grow out. So here for my bangs, I actually only do 3 to 4 locks. So on this side, I have 3 locks. I'm doing the same retwist like I do for the rest of them, getting the product at the roots, doing my palm roll, and then I'll go in and braid it all the way down. And because these locks are uneven, I'll just braid it down to the shortest lock. And then once I get it down to the shortest lock, I take the bottom and wrap it around. And then when there's about an inch left, I push it through like I'm doing here. And then I kind of just pull it to get it locked in there at my desired length. And then I'm going to do the same thing here, going in with my normal retwist, putting the product on my new growth with my edge control brush so it's distributed. Though there I'm really just like pulling back my edges. And for these locks, I'm actually putting the edge control on the brush for the ones on my perimeter. So there I am retwisting, palm rolling, and then I'm going in with the braid. This one here has 4 locks. And again, that's only because of my random parting. I've actually combined locks over the years as well. So my locks are very mature and they're doing whatever the heck they want to do. I'm just going to show you guys this again. I'm getting down to the shortest lock. And once I get that braided, you see that little one? It's grown so much. I had those shorter locks cut all the way down to like my jawline, and now they're down here. So again, I just wrap it around about to the desired length. You want to fold it and start wrapping at where about you want the length to be. And because these locks are uneven, this is where you see them popping back out and just being real ghetto and being hard-headed because they're stubborn little spoiled kids. And I pull it down, boom, sometimes it's a little hard to do. But I pull it down to get it to lock in. And boom, they were uneven. So I was like, nope, gotta redo that again. So I'm actually gonna go and redo it. And as y'all know, we DIY, this is a DIY page. I don't really try to cut and edit and sugarcoat some of these trial and errors. I want you guys to see that it's not perfect. Like the first time, I've been doing my hair for 10 years and it still doesn't always go as planned. So I like to keep those trial and error blooper scenes in there. So I did go in again, and then I just pull it a little bit more to try to get them more even. And what I love these little knots on the bottom. Like this has become a go-to style for me with my little bang yang. And then I go in and just kind of put that hair tie on there. I just wrap it around twice. And yeah, that's the finished look. Like I said, I'm not a huge styler. I got my box braids and my bangs, and the hair is done. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.